Rob Longley and Terry Koshan of the Toronto Sun here at the Air Canada Centre, where the Maple Leafs have just wrapped up practice. The 3-0 Maple Leafs, I might add. Three not brilliantly played games necessarily, but as Randy Carlyle says, we don't cut up wins. So, Terry, now we're heading into another busy week, a 3-game week, but with a twist. There's 3 Western Conference opponents this week, something we haven't seen in Toronto now in almost a year and a half because of last year's lockout. Anything that you'll be looking for specifically there, Terry?
Well, obviously, it's going to be interesting on Tuesday night when the Colorado Avalanche come in, not only with Patrick Waugh behind the bench and some of the things that happened there, Rob, but, the first look for Toronto fans at Nathan MacKinnon and what he's all about. And, Morgan Riley had a chance to play with him last year at the World Junior, and telling some of us today that, the hype is real and everything. And hard guy to knock off the puck, can do so many things to beat you. So I'm looking forward to seeing MacKinnon. Of course, you have Matt Duchene coming in too, another kid that can play, and one from the area as well. So yeah, it's going to be a different look, certainly through the next week or so. But the Leafs have a lot of new players who formerly of the Western Conference. So you're going to get scouting reports from Mason Raymond, Dave Bolland, Jonathan Bernier, and of course Kyle himself, being from the West not too long ago. So a little bit of unfamiliarity perhaps with some people watching, but certainly not within the Leafs room.
Yeah, of course, Tuesdays tend to be quiet nights in this building, or have been over the last couple of years. But the MacKinnon story will be a great one to follow, because not only is it his first game against the Leafs, first game in Canada, and I'm sure the kid will be thrilled, as many young Canadian stars are when they play their first game in the center of the universe, as so many people like to call it. Other news today, Terry, there seemed to be a lot of talk about the pairings on forward, especially of Mason Raymond and David Bolland. I think so far this young season, that's maybe the most effective pairing, and I think, as Randy Carlyle said, it almost came about by accident in training camp, but has worked out very well so far.
Yeah, it has, and you know what, it's funny, Bolland saying, after practice today that he was sure he's one of the most hated people in Vancouver when he played there for the Chicago Blackhawks. And Mason Raymond's got a lot of good speed. He's got a nose for the net. We're seeing that, and Bolland's a bit more of a mucker, but he also has the the background as a scorer in junior at the London Knights. So Bolland was saying himself, I'm not sure why it clicks. It just does. I think we just take into account a lot of times it's just two talented hockey players playing together and doing what they do best. And it's we'll see if it continues tomorrow night, but certainly it's one aspect of the first 3 games that Carlisle's pretty happy about.
Again, a busy week. Tuesday, tomorrow night here against the Avalanche. Thursday on the road against Nashville, and back home again Saturday against the Edmonton Oilers. From the Air Canada Centre, I'm Rob Longley of the Toronto Sun with Terry Koshan.